papi. Ven aquí ahora. Ven aquí ahora.
Good morning, welcome back to my channel. I only jumped on here really quick to talk about something briefly. This isn't how. Okay, so this morning I had a therapy session. My first time ever in my life I've done therapy, only because something has happened in my life that I didn't feel like it bothered me. It bothered me a little bit, but not necessarily. Like, someone basically sexually assaulted me when I wasn't drunk, and I just felt like it's kind of my fault 'cause I shouldn't have got that drunk. But again, like, I didn't ask to have intercourse with them, and then I woke up intercourse in the middle of doggy style, whatever. And it ended that I didn't really ask many questions to the person what I can be. But what I can be, it just, like, little things happen to me, and the doctor just tell me, like, because you have to go get checked, you have to go make sure everything is okay with you. And it was just, like, disturbing to me. So then the doctors was talking to me, like, maybe you need therapy. So I tried therapy thinking, like, maybe it'll get out. It was just more so anxiety and me not knowing what was wrong with me health-wise. But after all the tests came back and everything was good and everything, after little things have happened and, iron everything out, I'm better. So then the doctors was like, they just see me going through the change of the emotions of everything. It was like, maybe you should try therapy. And I was just like, I guess they suggested it a couple times. I'm just like, no, I don't feel like I need, because I've had multiple conversations with people, and they've always told me that I'm pretty mentally strong. Because I'll tell things to people like, well, just do this and just do that. They're like, well, everybody's not strong. Like, I'm like, I don't think I'm strong. I just think, like, I'm just not going to let something consume me. And I guess now that I look back and I think about it, that I guess that is kind of like being strong. So I did therapy this morning for the first time, and I just don't think it gave me what I needed to give. It just confirmed how I already felt, and I was like, I'm already good. And even the doctor told me, said, no, you seem very strong and determined, and that you're not going to let something like that defeat you. I was like, well, that's just a good confirmation. And I'm like, I'm glad I did that just to seal the deal of how I really felt, and to make sure that, like, how I'm feeling was real, and I wasn't just like, because they say a lot of people have trauma after they have, like, sexual assault things. Like, I've been, like, molested as a younger girl, but never sexually assaulted. Like, an older guy tried to touch me, then he tried to act like nothing happened. It was like, really, I'm 12, you like 30-some guy, is weird. But I never told nobody. But that never bothered me. But then you hear of people who get sexually assaulted, and then they become overly sexualized, and I'm just like, I don't want that to happen to me. She's like, well, I don't think that's really going to happen to you because you don't seem to have that type of mentality. I was like, well, okay, cool, because you hear that a lot, and it's just like, I just want to make sure, like, everything that that I think is wrong with me, like, it's not, like, I'm not trying to mask it with laughter, because I laugh at everything. I take nothing serious on earth. Nothing is serious until shit is, like, really crucial and, like, deadly serious, then it's serious. But think that you could just get over and talk about and get it out. Like, I'm the type of person, I don't care who knows my fucking business. Like, I'm gonna talk to everybody, and everybody who really knows me knows my business for the most part. Like, there's really nothing that's, like, not public records on my business, because I don't really care, because I feel like when you have secrets and things that you're trying to hide, people can use that as leverage to try to win over you, over your mental capacity, and no one's gonna ever have that power. I hold that power, baby, and you can never have that over me, and no one can ever have that over me. And I don't give a fuck who you are. Oh, I heard you. Yep, I did. I sure did. I heard you did. Yep, that's what it was. That's what it is. I don't give a fuck. So it's like, when you live like that, no one can ever, like, I don't ever have an issue with someone, and that is ever a problem. And I'm thankful. So again, looking back, it's like, okay, maybe I do have a strong mental, and I'm thankful that I do, and, like, I am the way I am. But I feel like therapy is for people who are in a shell and who are not embarrassed, but just are fearful of telling somebody their business, and don't want to unload their problems onto somebody else, and they're scared of being judged. And when you are going through something deep or traumatic, that you need to get that feeling out, maybe talking to a therapist, and it's a confidential experience. It's for those people. It's not really for the people who are very outspoken. And I mean, sometimes it depends on what you go through. Like, what I went through wasn't that traumatic, But like, I'm pretty sure maybe one day in my life I will go through something very traumatic that I won't be able to share with somebody else, and I would need to talk to somebody to unload it, because you literally cannot hold into those feelings inside of you. You have to let that shit out. It's literally like when you're really nauseous, you just gotta throw up. You gotta get that shit out of you, unless it's gonna just fester and just haunt you for fucking ever. So if you are one of those people that cannot talk to nobody and hold in your deep dark secrets for whatever reason, not even secrets, just deep emotions and feelings that you cannot unleash and let go, you should talk to somebody. But for me, I don't feel like therapy is meant for me. Well, what situation I went through was not meant for me, but it was a great confirmation for what I went through, that, and letting me know that, okay, no, you really are good. You're not just assuming that you're good. You're good. Like, I know I laugh everything off, but like, I am good, because like, I'm definitely the mental of like, today's feelings is not tomorrow's feelings. Like, I feel like that today, but tomorrow's gonna be a better day regardless of whatever. Like, you gotta get up. I give myself 48 hours to be upset and mad about something, and then after that, bitch, you gotta let that shit go. You can think about it and fake reminisce about whatever you felt about it later, but like, you can't sit there and just keep that shit going. You gotta let that shit go. But for the people who cannot unleash it and cannot talk to nobody, like me, I talk to myself. Bitch, I will sit in this motherfucking room and have a deep, dark conversation all by myself. Out loud. Bitch, you gotta get it out. You have to get it out. And if you do not get it out, it's stuck in you, and it's like you're constipated with emotions. Let that shit go. Let that shit out. Who gives a fuck? We are all going to fucking die. And no one's never gonna remember whatever deep. And at the end of the day, everybody has a fucking weird whatever issue, something is wrong. Like, everybody goes through something. Nobody is fucking perfect. Nobody, absolutely nobody. So don't let nobody who is imperfect tell you that you're imperfect, because bitch, you are too. The fuck is you talking about? So at the end of the day, for the people who can't get it out and you do want to unload it, go to therapy. Definitely go to therapy. And then it probably definitely depends on the person you go to, what type of experience you have. Because just like with your friends, you could talk to all your friends, you're going to get a different response from each friend that you tell a certain thing, your certain situations to. Like, it's not going to be the same response. You know what I mean? Like, even if they give you the same answer, it's going to be told in a different way. So just because you go to one therapist don't mean that you don't need therapy. Maybe try another therapist. Like, I've heard that, like, when a lot of black people go to black therapists, that they relate better and they could, you know, communicate. The communication is a lot more fluid. So I don't know. My therapist was over the phone, but she did sound like a white lady, but I'm not sure. But she was nice. But I honestly didn't feel like it was a fluid conversation, but she definitely just helped me confirm my feelings. But if you are a person that cannot unload your feelings and your frustrations and your emotions, you gotta let that shit out. Especially most medical coverages, definitely, like mine's didn't. I have Medicaid, but you know, Medicaid is the bottom of the barrel. I don't give a fuck. I ain't paying for it. But it covered that session of, it was only 30 minutes. But look at it, and I think churches get free therapy. There's other things that you could do to go to it. But like, I know a lot of people speak highly of therapy, but every day is a therapy session for me, because like, I'm gonna just tell people my business. But if you're a person that don't tell your business and keep everything to yourself and you gotta let that shit go, highly recommend, because you gotta talk. Like me, I talk every day. I do nails for a living, so like my clients is my therapy session and I'm their therapy session. Like, we go back and forth and telling our secrets, but our frustrations. Like, it just is like, they're like more so my family and friends at this point, because they know more about me than family and friends. Like, because it's sometimes you don't want to unload on your family all the time. So it's like, thank God, like, I do nails, so I could tell 7 people a day what I'm going through, and I could tell it over and over again. Because sometimes you just keep telling that shit over and over again to yourself and to your friends, and your friends be like, bitch, enough. I'm tired of hearing about this nigga. I'm over it. You want to be with him or you're not? So when you have 7 different people, it's a new conversation all over again. So I love that I'm in that business of people. Like, I'm around people all the time, and then I'm around people that I want to be around. So I'm definitely grateful for that. But yeah, therapy for me, I probably won't do it again unless I go through something traumatic that I can't seem to like understand. But for the most part, I'm glad God gave me the strength, mental strength that I have, that I didn't realize I have until I started doing nails. And then so many clients told me like, no, you have a very strong mental. And I'm just like, I don't think it's strong. I just think it's regular. Like, I don't know what's strong about my mental. Like, I break down, I cry, like I get upset, I get mad. But like, you definitely have to learn from other emotions you went through to make you better for the future. Because if you're not learning from what you went through, then you're just getting left behind. Like in school, like, you know, you know, in school you graduate, you go through levels of life, you go through levels of emotions. And if you're not understanding why you went through this emotion, you're never going to get to this emotion. You're never going to keep going and getting higher. Like you're just never going to comprehend. And if you're not comprehending this, it's going to really suck, because you're going to get stuck in this fucking run and go like this. Instead of going like this, you're going like this, and you don't want to do this. So the best thing is to try to understand and comprehend, why the fuck am I going through this? Like, why can I get over this? What can I do to help me get over this and not get back to this? It's, I don't know. And again, like for me, I feel like it just makes sense of what I'm saying. But some people just be like, but it sounds easier said than done. And to me, I'm like, no, I'ma just do it. Fuck that. Fuck being just said. I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Because again, emotions and pain don't last forever. It'll affect you forever, but it don't last forever. Like, it's okay for it to be, you want to always remember that feeling just so you don't have to feel that again. You don't want to remember that feeling to keep feeling it. But yeah, I look like shit. I just want to express, I don't know why I want to express that, because I feel like a lot of people be needing therapy, or be talking about therapy, and like especially like the black community, they always saying like, oh, black people don't believe in therapy. It was okay. But like I said, for me, I feel like it was okay. But for you, it may be different. Try it. I tried it. That's why I was just like, let me try it, because, you know, it was being offered to me. I'm just like, nah, I'm good, sis. I'm good. We good over here, baby. But I'm just like, well, what's the worst of trying? So you, it might work to me. And again, like I said, try the therapist. Try people about your own culture. If you're white, try a white woman, because you might relate better. If you're Spanish, try Spanish therapy. You know, just try whatever you feel is necessary if you're not getting over that feeling. I'm over the feeling. It was just a confirmation for me. But yeah, tell me if you ever done therapy, and what was your experiences like, and did you like it, and what did you agree with the feedback that they told you and stuff like that? Because I really didn't get a lot of feedback. But I mean, I guess let me not say that. I guess I did get feedback. It just was what I already kind of figured in my brain, not new, but what I figured. Because I don't want to say I knew, because I hate to be like, oh, I know it all type of bitch. But you know, so it just, if you feel like therapy worked for you, tell me, why did it work for you? How did it work for you? Did they make you do things? Did they tell you, like, you know, do this every morning? Or what worked for you? And what, like, did it help you get past that emotion more so? But yeah, thanks for watching. Snatchies.